A perennial South Jersey power, Shawnee's Renegades are looking to add another chapter to an already rich history and tradition. And Don Bosco Prep's Ironmen are looking to get to the TOC final for the second straight year. News 12 Varsity presents the NJSIAA Tournament of Champions semifinals. Tonight from the RWJ Barnabas Health Arena in Toms River, New Jersey. It's the third-seeded Renegades of Shawnee versus the number 2-seeded Ironmen of Don Bosco Prep. Hello again, everyone. Lou Brogna with you on the call alongside David Resnick. We welcome you to Toms River. Terrific semifinal matchup here in New Jersey's Final Four. The Renegades of Shawnee, another brilliant season for them. This is a team that just captured their sixth group title in their illustrious history. And Don Bosco Prep, as I mentioned before, trying to make it back-to-back seasons, going to the TOC final.
What I think is so exciting about this matchup, you know, if you've reached this part, you've had a really good season, but they're both surging, and they've been unblemished for weeks and months. When you look at Shawnee and their 15-game winning streak, for Don Bosco, 19 straight. Not only are these teams great and they put together great seasons, but they're playing their best basketball of the year.
Well, Shawnee certainly one of the top teams coming out of southern New Jersey. The Renegades 29-4 on the year, and as David mentioned, they're on a 15-game winning streak, a very formidable starting lineup for the Renegades, led by one of the top football players in the state, Davon Robinson. Dylan Devaney and Connor Devaney, two outstanding offensive players, but Dean Knoll has been the player that's been on fire for the Renegades, coming off a 25-point performance in the quarterfinals.
Dean Knoll is the point guard. He makes the right decisions and the plays for this Renegades team. He had a monster regular season, and he was slowed down in the playoffs quite a bit until you see there in the quarterfinals a 3 versus 6 matchup and a win over Woodbury. He filled the stat sheets, and he does it at such a efficient way and a prolific way as well. Look for Knoll to really control the pace against Don Bosco.
And Don Bosco Prep, the Ironmen, 28-2 on the year. Another outstanding season for them, making a long run here in the TOC. Their starting lineup with Concannon and Harasmi in the backcourt. Marcellus Erlington bound for St. John's. And Ron Harper, who's headed to Rutgers, the 6'5 senior, has been terrific, averaging almost 19 points per game.
Lou, remember when Ron Harper was a famous name and a sophomore that came off the bench, provided a spunk for the Ironmen, and now he has developed into a senior star? His importance today can be his ability to not only play outside, but play inside as well. The Renegades are going to shoot a lot of threes. Don Bosco can try to match that, or they can look inside to Harper to play inside and dominate that area of the floor.
So the scene is set. We are just moments away from the opening tip in our first semifinal of the night. Shawnee taking on Don Bosco Prep. For the winner, a trip to the TOC final on Sunday afternoon. Renegades 29-4, Ironmen 25-2. Up next on News 12 Varsity.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are two different things.
When your child is struggling in school, no matter what his or her age, or on the SAT or ACT, Huntington can help. Get help now. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN and save $100. 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
In the past, roofs weren't as important because our houses weren't insulated properly. Now, because of the high price of oil, people are putting new windows in, they're putting siding on their house, they're insulating their attics, and roofs have to be installed differently now. And if you do need a roof, we figure out the best system for your house. Every house is different, and one of the most important things you can do is get the proper system for your home, whether it's the windows, the siding, or the roof. It's good for a lifetime.
This home saving tip is brought to you by King Quality.
Welcome back to the Barnabas Center. Getting ready for Shawnee and Don Bosco in our first semifinal. And the third member of our broadcast team, of course, is Amanda Puglisi, and she is courtside. Amanda.
Lou, you and David were talking about that 15-game win streak that Shawnee has coming into this game, and Coach Kessler says it has a lot to do with the unselfish style of basketball, and that really is a signature for this Renegades team. But the question coming into today's game is really defensively, are they going to be able to limit Harper and Earlington? He wants to try to cut them off and let the rest of the Ironmen beat them. Now, of course, Coach DeVario knows that Harper and Earlington are really going to be the two guys on the radar, but he says for him, the real key player on his team is going to be Matt Harasmi. He really is the key for this team defensively. He never takes any plays off. He's one of those guys that he can always depend on defense, and he has a tall task today.
All right, Amanda, we're ready to go. Shawnee, as we said, coming in 29-4. They're the number 3 seed in this New Jersey Tournament of Champions. They are the road team, if you will. They'll be in their blue uniforms, trimmed with the powder blue numerals and letters. And Don Bosco Prep, the higher seed, the number 2 seed in the TOC, in their home white, trimmed with their cherry maroon, if you will. There is Joe Kessler, the veteran head coach of Shawnee. What a tremendous job he's done with this program. And we are ready to go. Pretty good crowd on hand for this first game of our Final Four doubleheader here tonight. And we are underway. Opening tip controlled by the Ironmen. And Victor Konopka hands it off to Mike Concannon, the 6'1 senior point guard. He gives to Harper, but a steal right away. Taken to the hoop, and looks like a foul before the shot as Kane Buechner stole the ball. Fouls on Concannon. That's his first team foul on the Ironmen. Shawnee basketball, this is Dean Knoll. He runs the show for the Renegades, averaging 21.7 points per game.
And Harasmi comes out defending him. Amanda talked about Harasmi's impact defensively. He's going to get Shawnee's leading scorer.
What a pass by Davon Robinson. Brilliant pass inside. And the Renegades take the lead. They're up 2-0. Marcellus Earlington beyond the three-point line inside. Harper trying to jam it through but misses. Bosco gets the long rebound.
Really interesting to see. 23 in blue, that's Robinson, arguably the best defensive player in South Jersey. Does he take Earlington or does he take Harper? It's another turnover.
Dean Knoll steals and scores. He picks the pocket and takes it all the way. Good start for the Renegades. They're up 4-0.
15-game winning streak for Shawnee. Part of what helped them build that streak is their defense, displaying it early against Don Bosco.
Harper with a nice move, lays it up and in. Ron Harper splits the defense, and he gets Bosco on the board. It's 4-2, Shawnee. Dean Knoll walks it across the midcourt line. This Shawnee team very quick defensively, and I think Bosco has seen that on the first couple of possessions. Knoll stops, pops, and hits. Dean Knoll, as we said, has been on fire, coming off a 25.6 rebound performance against Woodbury in the quarterfinals. And he gives the Renegades a 4-point lead. That pass inside, stripped away by Shawnee, and Knoll takes another jump shot, dances off the rim, and here comes Harper the other way.
Knoll so good at controlling pace. In the half court, walked it up after the steal, pushed it. Got the same type of shot at the foul line, making 1 of 2. But Knoll, again, that senior running things for Shawnee as he's able to track down the long rebound, understanding pace, and that's so important for a backcourt.
Matt Harasmi misses that jump shot. Now keep in mind, Bosco has not played. They did not play in the first round of the TOC. They had a bye. And of course, Shawnee has that one game under their belt. See if that makes a little bit of a difference early on. Turnaround jumper off the rim doesn't go, and the rebound pulled down by Marcellus Earlington. Averaged nearly 5 rebounds per game for the Ironmen. Dishes outside, Concannon dribbles in, stops, pops off the back rim, no, and Davon Robinson up to get the rebound.
Had a double-double last time out, 11 points, 10 rebounds in that victory over Woodbury.
4:50 remaining in a fast-paced first quarter. Shawnee with a 6-2 lead. Tough defense here by the Ironmen, forcing Shawnee outside. Knoll puts the brakes on, and Robinson way outside hands it back to Knoll. Knoll dribbles in, and Harassme pokes it away from behind, but last touched by the Ironmen.
You just saw in that last drive, Knoll's ability to break down the defense one-on-one. Konopka on the weak side was ready to step up and in, and unlike other bigs that he'd guard throughout the year, who he's defending there can take a three. We'll see if that factors in as this game progresses.
Offensive rebound for the Renegades. They're doing a terrific job on the boards. Look at Dylan DeVinny. 2 offensive rebounds on that sequence, and then a traveling call on Kate Buechner down on the baseline. Bosco gets it back as Joe Kessler looks on. Renegades winning their Group 4 title, their 6th title in their history, defeating Newark Eastside 56-53. And they got off to a great start in that game, David. They started the game on a 24-2 run. Foul called on Shawnee. Fouls on Davon Robinson. That's his first. And Matt Harassme at the line, the 6'3 senior, bound for St. Peter's College in Jersey City. It's the first. Harassme averaging 10 points per game. And a 10-point performance against Camden Catholic in the non-public A championship game. Hits both free throws. And it's a 6-4 Shawnee lead. Here's Robinson. Gives it off to DeVinny. This is Connor DeVinny trying to go inside against Marcellus Earlington, and Earlington swats it away. Shawnee, an inbound, get it to DeVinny from the foul line, jumper good! Dylan DeVinny, who averages almost 18 points per game, and in fact he hit his average against Eastside, and he was 3 for 3 from three-point range, a deadly outside shooter. And a foul. That might be on Robinson. That would be his second.
That tough defensive assignment taking on Marcellus Earlington right from the jump. And that will summon Drew Brennan from the bench. And just from a physicality standpoint, Brennan giving up 2 inches to Robinson, and this is really going to force the defense to switch. They go right into Earlington, sensing a mismatch. And now let's see how the game changes without one of the best defensive players in South Jersey on the floor.
Foul on Dylan DeVinny, that's his first, and a 13th foul on the Renegades. Marcellus Earlington at the line, and misses the first. Of course, Earlington, as I'm sure many of you know already, heavily recruited for football, but decided to play basketball. He's going to St. John's, right to sports star here in the Garden State, misses both free throws. So the score remains 8-4 Renegades. And Connor DeVinny across the midcourt line. Bounce pass in the corner. Brennan. Guarded by Earlington. Hands it off to Knoll. Knoll moving against Harassme. 2:50 remaining first quarter. Knoll behind the back dribble. Now spinning, twisting, puts it in, and the foul. Wow, what a move by Dean Knoll.
Harassme draped all over him from 28 feet out. Multiple re-entries into the paint and finally pivoting into an opening. Harassme doing everything he could defensively to keep Knoll in front of him, and it's the help defense of Harper coming over to pick up the foul.
Dean Knoll averaging 21.7 points per game during the season, had 15 points against Newark Eastside, including the game-winning basket, which he scored 15 seconds remaining to propel the Renegades to the Group 4 title. They have a 6-point lead here. It's 10-4.
No Robinson on the floor. Shawnee goes zone.
Harass Me launches a three off the rim. No. Rebound. Earlington puts it in.
So if you're going to go zone, you're susceptible to offensive rebounds because, of course, you're guarding a zone and not a particular man. It's Robinson who is guarding Earlington out of the game, forcing the switch of defense. Does Earlington get going on the offensive glass?
Brennan flips it. Davini. Oh, a long-range bomb. Hits the three, and the Renegades are up by 7.
We talked about the three-point shooting ability of Shawnee. Is Earlington willing to step out and guard 20 feet from the basket?
Noel knocks it away. Earlington gets it back for Bosco. He dribbles in, flips it underneath. Konopka puts it up and in. A good look by Marcellus Earlington. 5-point Shawnee lead, 13-8.
Ironman bigs are so skillful. You saw Earlington, and Harper's been playing a bit of a point forward, but Shawnee's Noel has completely taken over this game in terms of his dribble penetration. We saw him get all the way to the hole for an and one opportunity, but Lou, we've also seen his ability to pull up and hit that 12 to 15 footer. Not many kids at this level have the competence to do so. Taking the high screen, a little bit of an opening. Harasmi already knows of Noel's driving ability to get all the way in. The senior takes advantage of the shot in the paint.
Bosco basketball, a minute 10 remaining in the first quarter. Buchanan flips outside Harper. Good ball moving around the perimeter. Harasmi open, can't hit. Rebound, Konopka lost it out of bounds off of Shawnee, much to the dismay of the Renegade fans.
2 possessions defensively by Shawnee in the zone, and they've already allowed 2 offensive rebounds.
Bounce pass inside Harper, turn around off the back rim. No. Earlington offensive rebound, gets it back again, and it will be a jump ball. Arrow pointing in Shawnee's direction. Final minute of play, quarter number 1. Renegades with the basketball and a 7-point lead. They're up 15-8. It has been a terrific first quarter for Dean Noel, terrific point guard for the Renegades. Here's Davini, gives to Noel. Noel spinning away from Harasmi. Oh, Dean Noel putting on a show here in the first quarter. 17-8. It's a 9-point Shawnee lead. Harasmi can't hit the three. Harper pulls down the rebound, behind the back dribble, long range jumper, no. Rebound tapped around, here comes Davini. Davini dribbles in against Harper, flips it outside. No for three, yes! And the first quarter comes to an end, a thunderous standing ovation for the Shawnee Renegades. They lead it 20-8. What a first quarter for Shawnee and their tremendous point guard, Dean Noel. Noel doing it in all phases, driving to the hoop and hitting shots like this from deep in the corner. Big three-point shot. Shawnee leads it by 12.
I got to see her for the first time, and I heard that cry. I don't think that there's anything that can ever compare to that.
She's here. Our lives were changed for the best.
Seeing her as a new mom, just glowing and smiling from ear to ear, that's what St. Catherine's is about.
It was unreal. I'm never going to forget that moment.
Steel. It's tough and it's strong. Use that same strength and durability to protect what you need to store with Steel utility buildings from steelsheds.com. Heavy-duty steel with all welded construction. You can't dent them by hand. We also make commercial buildings, garages, custom cellar doors, and tenant storage lockers. Manufactured only in the USA by SteelSheds.com. Free delivery and free installation, including free steel floor. No cement base needed. Buy direct at SteelSheds.com.
Back at the Barnabas Center here in Toms River, huge first quarter for the Renegades of Shawnee. What a performance by Dean Knoll, one of the best quarters in Tournament of Champions history. He had 13 points in that first period. Joe Kessler's team off to a great start. Long way to go in this one. Bosco trying to find some offensive magic to get back in it. Glad you could join us here in Toms River for this first game of our Final Four doubleheader. Roselle Catholic will take on Nottingham, the big surprise of this tournament so far in the second game. Right now, the Ironmen down by 12. Rasmi outside Concannon. Jump shot off the rim. Doesn't go. Poked outside. Ball loose. Taken away by Harper. He flips it to Harasmi. Earlington lays it in.
Second time today that Ironmen have gotten a bucket off of broken up transition, a steal at half court, and just having numbers and getting the turnover here with possession trailing by 10.
Coach Kessler. Amanda, I know you were in the Bosco huddle in between the quarters. What's the mood with the Ironmen?
Well, Lou, Coach DeVario telling his team to just be patient. We've been in this situation before. We see them playing against the zone now, so he says we have to beat the zone with quick passes, specifically skip passes. Let's try to catch them off guard. And defensively, he had a message for Matt Harasme. He said, stay grounded. You know that Noel is going to try to get you on the pump fake. Keep him in front of you, and help defense will come.
Harper in the corner, hits the three-pointer. Ron Harper, who has excellent three-point range, draws the Ironmen back to within 7. It's 20-13.
First triple for Don Bosco as a team. Shawnee has a pair. That's something we'll track throughout the game because that's a strength for the Renegades.
Great ball movement by the Renegades, but getting over there is Harper to reject the shot by Dylan Deviney.
Not only the great defensive play physically, but immediately talking to his teammates right after the fact. You love to see that type of leadership and guidance from your senior.
Noel goes back to get it. A long inbounds pass. And he walks it across the midcourt line. His team up by 7. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining, second quarter. Dean Knoll, Rasmi trying to stay with him. Now he pulls up for the jumper and hits again from the foul line.
He knows the spots that he wants to get on the floor. He's an up-the-middle 12 to 15-foot shooter. He knows how to get there, and when he's there, he's able to get his shot off and deliver.
Harasmi launches a 3 off the back rim, no. And the rebound comes to Knoll. 1-on-3, dribbles in, but Cannon comes up with the steal. He dribbles in, takes it to the hole, puts it up, dances off the rim. Earlington gets it back, can't score. And the rebound pulled down by Drew Brennan.
Another offensive rebound for the Ironmen, but they couldn't convert. That's something with Shawnee without Davon Robinson on the floor has really struggled.
That shot off the mark by Brennan. And a foul underneath called on the Renegades. Look at Kevin DeVario in his 23rd season with the Ironmen. He's edging close to that 500 win mark in his tremendous career.
He's always been successful, and now he's got success, Lou, with the titles. And if anybody tells you they don't matter, they're not being totally truthful.
2 straight non-public A state titles. Jump shot off the back rim doesn't go. And a foul underneath, this time on the Ironmen. Foul is on Harassme. That's his second. Third team foul on the Ironmen. You mentioned the 2 straight non-public A state titles, David. And prior to that, they hadn't won one since 1971. So it's been a good run the last 2 years for the Ironmen. Noel, as we said, tremendous start to this game. 15 of his team's 22 points.
You also consider what Bosco has done in the Bergen County Jamboree. They've really been start to finish 3 incredible seasons with Earlington and Harper and Harassme, key cogs of the team.
And Matt Harassme puts it in off the offensive rebound. 32nd timeout called by Bosco. Ironmen down by 7, 22-15. Well, of course, Shawnee off to the tremendous start, and it's all due to their great point guard, Dean Knoll. I mean, just a mind-boggling first quarter.
He's been terrific against one of the best defensive players you'll see in North Jersey. His ability to shoot from a variety of angles, get to the rim, spin, pivot. His ability to pull up at the free throw line has been huge, and some heroics at the end of the first quarter, knocking down a 3 in the final seconds. We've been hearing that Dean Knoll has not played at his best in the postseason after averaging better than 20 points per game during the regular year, but he has really turned it up in the TOC, and a terrific first half so far in this semifinal game.
He brings it across for the Renegades. This is Connor DeVinny being played by Harassme, and he flips it over to Ryan Hine, who's in the game now. Number 3, 5'10" junior for the Renegades. Knoll, crossover dribble off the back rim. A miss by Knoll.
He liked his defensive matchup and went right to work.
And Harassme shuffles his feet, so the traveling violation gives it back to Shawnee. Renegades in the quarterfinals in the TOC defeated Woodbury, the New Jersey Group 1 champion, 68-47.
Michael Concanon playing defensively against Knoll. Harassme has to switch off with 2 fouls.
Long three-point shot doesn't go. And Harper pulls down the rebound for the Ironman. He flips it to Earlington, who dribbles in. Outside Concanon, open for 3. Off the rim, no. Earlington goes up to get the offensive rebound and scores. Marcellus Earlington, who's just ferocious on the boards. Coach DeVario has said he's the best rebounder he's ever coached.
This is becoming a bit of an inside-outside game if the Ironmen are going to continue to control the paint and the offensive glass with Shawnee in his zone.
So it's a 5-point game. Bosco trying to weather the early storm. Remember, Shawnee had that great first quarter, went up by 12, but the Ironmen have crept back to within 5.
9-2 run for the Ironmen.
Here's Knoll, dribbles in, trying to get around 2 defenders, and Konopka comes up with a big block for Bosco. Bosco a chance to cut it to 3 or maybe 2 with a tray. Here's Concanon, who dribbles in, dishes to Earlington, puts it up and in. Good patience by the Ironmen on that sequence, and they have drawn to within 3, 22-19.
The footwork for Earlington in tight spaces, like a defensive end coming off of the edge. It's impressive.
Connor DeVinny pulls up for the jumper, can't get the roll, and here come the Ironmen. Harper in the corner, Concanon for 3, in and out, rebound, Harassme, can't connect. Earlington gets the rebound, and a foul underneath called on Shawnee.
Harassme couldn't finish, but yet another offensive rebound. Good minutes from Harassme playing with 2 fouls. And now they'll go to the bench to protect him. It's so interesting to watch Don Bosco keep Harassme on the floor with 2 fouls, move him around defensively. Shawnee had to take Robinson off the floor because either he's going to guard Earlington or Harper and be susceptible to picking up that 3rd foul.
And Victor Konopka puts it in. The 6'7" junior draws the Ironmen to within 1, 22-21. Minute 35 left here in the first half. This is Ryan Hine and Davini way up top, moving against Harper. Gives it off to Knoll. Knoll trying to get around Concannon. Pulls it back out.
Concannon with a huge assignment. Don Bosco needs to be ready to slide and help.
Inside the final minute now of the first half. Dean Knoll outside, played by Concannon. It's a 1-point Shawnee lead. And Knoll carries out to midcourt. Here's Davini. Down to 35 seconds. Owen McGrashan all over Davini.
Don Bosco wants a 5-second call.
Davini up top, 22 seconds remaining.
40 seconds of incredible Don Bosco defense.
15 seconds. And Shawnee will hold for the last shot. 10 seconds. Here's Knoll. Knoll directing traffic. You're down to 6. 5. Knoll dribbles in. Gets 2 defenders. Davini launches a 3, in and out. And the first half comes to an end. But Shawnee will go to the locker room with a 1-point lead.
Ironmen surging, and they could build off of the last 60 seconds of that second quarter where Shawnee slowed it down and tried to get an open look. Ironmen closed the door on a very good second quarter.
So the Renegades with a 1-point lead. At one point they led by 12. And Bosco coming back to make a game of it right before the half. A tremendous first half of basketball. Bosco trying to win their 19th straight game. They haven't lost since January 13th. That was their last loss to Bergen Catholic, 52-49. Meanwhile, Shawnee's won 15 in a row, and Amanda's standing by with their head coach, Joe Kessler.
Coach, what a performance by Knoll. Do you think he's playing his best basketball tonight?
He is. He's been incredible for us all year, but tonight he's stepped it up a notch.
I know you wanted to limit Earlington and Harper. Combined, they only have 12 points. How are you guys able to do that?
I think we're doing a great job on them. They're just killing us on the boards right now, and with our guy Robinson out with foul trouble, they were able to get some inside, offensive rebounds and putbacks, and it's hurting us. But hopefully when Davon's back in the game, we'll be able to correct that.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, Amanda, Don Bosco Prep outscores Shawnee 13-2 in the second quarter. Ironmen right back in it. Our score at halftime, 22-21 on News 12 Varsity.
Jewelry design, diamonds reset, jewelry appraised by a GIA graduate gemologist. Always while you wait and watch, your diamonds never leave your sight at Gennaro Jewelers in Belmore. Honest and reputable since 1923. Feel totally at ease while you sit next to our diamond setter. While you wait and watch your diamonds being set or resized, visit our exciting new website, GennaroJewelers.com.
What makes a community strong? It's businesses on Main Street and friends who live on your street. It's giving back and working together to help those in need. It's banking that strengthens the fabric of a neighborhood. So together, we all succeed. With branches from Montauk to Manhattan, BNB Bank has helped build businesses and communities since 1910. BNB, many success stories, one bank.
Last time we asked you to come in and meet with the most prepared lawyers in the business. Well, that preparation has paid off. New York Magazine just came out with a list of the top verdicts in New York for 2017, and no other law firm had more successful verdicts than Grunberg Kelly Dillon.
Thank you, Grunberg Kelly Dillon.
So come meet with the most successful lawyers and let Grunberg Kelly Dillon prepare your case for success.
Call today.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are two different things.
When your child is struggling in school, no matter what his or her age, or on the SAT or ACT, Huntington can help. Get help now. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN and save $100. 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
Back at the Barnabas Center, Shawnee leading Don Bosco Prep 22-21 at the half. Lou Brogner along with David Resnick, Amanda Puglisi. Glad you could join us here for the TOC semifinals here in Toms River. Terrific first half of basketball. Great first quarter for Shawnee. Bosco answers big time in the second quarter.
Shawnee led by Dean Knoll in his 15 points. He really controlled pace throughout the first half. The difference was when Robinson got his second foul for Shawnee, that completely changed what they were doing defensively. Now all of a sudden Don Bosco, who was trying to match 3 for 3 or an outside game against the Renegades, started to look inside to both Harper and Earlington. But most importantly, as Coach Kessler said to Amanda, the offensive glass, the second chance opportunities. All of a sudden, Don Bosco not turning it over. Shawnee not getting easy baskets, and allowed the Ironmen a 13-2 advantage in that second quarter.
Well, as we said, in the first quarter, it was Shawnee getting off to the marvelous start. Good look inside, and that got things going for the Renegades.
The turnovers as well, especially near midcourt, allowed for some runouts, and Dean Knoll taking advantage of it, part of that 15-point first half. But as Don Bosco started to settle in, they got blitzed early by Shawnee, and the way that Knoll was able to score in so many different ways, whether it was the pull-up, whether it was the pivot to score at the rim, Don Bosco started to get more comfortable. Harasmi missing a shot, and this is where Earlington just went to work. Second chance opportunities, making sure that he used his grit and physicality inside. There wasn't a lot for Shawnee in the second quarter, and when you have that front line, Lou, of Harper, Earlington, Konopka, the ability to just go after the offensive rebounds, just a single field goal for Shawnee in the second quarter. That was thanks to Knoll, who was really the offensive spark, especially at the end of that first quarter. Some theatrics to end the first for Shawnee's favor. But the pounding it in the inside, if it didn't work from the outside where there it did for Harper, the only three-point make for Don Bosco. This is a football guy. This is a basketball guy. Earlington just so fierce. And then everybody getting a little bit more comfortable. We started to see more field goal attempts inside. The offensive rebounds for the Ironmen really stabilizing things, and nearly an even game at halftime.
I saw that one lone three-pointer by Harper. Bosco shooting just 1 of 12 from three-point range in that first half. The Ironmen 33% from the floor in the first half, and Shawnee at 40%. Our score at halftime, Shawnee 22, Don Bosco Prep 21. Second half upcoming shortly on News 12 Varsity.
We're searching out the best products and the best material for our homeowners. They don't have to do the research. We already did it. And our men are being trained through the manufacturers. The manufacturer guarantees our workmanship as well. By wrapping your house in Cedar Ridge siding and stopping thermal bridging, it's like putting a blanket around your house. Because we want to have a system for your home, whether it's the windows, the siding, or the roof, that's good for a lifetime.
This home saving tip is brought to you by King Quality.
When fine jewelry is purchased, the service you receive should be rivaled only by its beauty. At Bunty's Jewelry, service, quality, and the customer always come first. For the finest timepieces, the most precious of stones, and the highest quality diamonds. Observe our jewelers while your stones are set. Work with them to design that special custom piece, or have your stones and jewelry appraised while you wait.
Bring your unwanted gold to Bunty's. We pay the highest prices.
Since we've been visiting LI Urgent Care, the staff here is very thorough and efficient and extremely caring. We are seen right away, and I also appreciate the follow-up calls.
I really like LI Urgent Care because they have iPads.
LI Urgent Care, Suffolk County's first and only UCAOA accredited urgent care center. For adult and pediatric medical care, LI Urgent Care in West Babylon. Open 365 days a year, no appointment needed.
I got to see her for the first time, and I heard that cry. I don't think that there's anything that can ever compare to that.
She's here. Our lives were changed for the best.
Seeing her as a new mom, just glowing and smiling from ear to ear, that's what St. Catherine's is about.
It was unreal. I'm never going to forget that moment.
Back at the Barnabas Center, where Shawnee leads Don Bosco Prep 22-21 here in the TOC semifinals. And coming up in our second game of tonight's doubleheader in the other semifinal, another tremendous matchup as the North Stars of Nottingham take on Roselle Catholic Nottingham with its greatest season ever at 30-2, trying to be the big upset team of the year, going up against Roselle Catholic, one of the top teams in the nation at 27-4, the number 1 seed. That game gets underway at 7:30 following this game between Shawnee and Bosco. Amanda standing by with Don Bosco Prep head coach Kevin DeVario. Amanda?
Coach, how were you guys able to make up some ground on Shawnee in that second quarter and turn this into a one-point game?
Defensively, we were able to get some defensive stops. We did a better job on the ball on 31 and then rebounded. And then offensively, we're better if we're playing inside. Probably took too many threes the first half. And Marcellus carried us off the glass.
You talk about number 31 with Noel. I mean, what are you going to have to change defensively in this second half to limit him a little bit better?
Yeah, we came in with a pretty solid game plan, and, we'll stick with that. We think we're okay.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks.
Shawnee leading Bosco 22-21.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are two different things.
When your child is struggling in school, no matter what his or her age, or on the SAT or ACT, Huntington can help. Get help now. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN and save $100. 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
Spring is coming. Enjoy the season with a great deal on a new Toyota. Like low APR financing on the technology-loaded Corolla, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Tundra, and more.
I'm rebuilding the deck?
Yep.
Okay.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for a full 60 months on a new 2017 Tacoma. Or lease a rugged new 2018 4Runner for just $319 a month.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Back in Toms River, where Shawnee leads Don Bosco Prep 22-21. We get ready for half number 2 in this TOC semifinal. You heard Coach Kevin DeVario said they did a much better job on number 31. Of course, number 31 is Dean Knoll, who ripped it up in the first quarter. And the second quarter cooled off a little bit. He did shoot 7 of 10 in the first half and had 15 points. And here he has the ball to begin half number 2. Marcellus Earlington leading Bosco with 8 points. Ron Harper gets the loose ball here for the Iron Man, and he takes it to the hoop and scores. And just like that, Don Bosco Prep takes its first lead. They're up 23-22.
Kevin DeVario wants to see his team play inside out on the fast break, picking up 2 more points in the paint. Coast to coast, so impressive for Harper, started by the block from Konopka.
Deviney, long 3 is good. Dylan Deviney, well, he's nearly 18 points per game. Surpassed 1,000 points in his junior year. He can shoot from outside. Just like that, the Renegades are back up top.
Davon Robinson back into the game for Shawnee, guarding Earlington. The Renegades go back to man like they played earlier before Robinson had to exit with the 2 fouls.
Here's Knoll, pulls up for the jumper and hits.
No counters on the other end against Concannon. Michael played such good defense against Knoll late stages of the first half. Do they have to shift Harasmi back over when the time comes?
Concannon gets the loose ball, floats it up, doesn't go. And you have a Shawnee player shake it up. So the whistle blows to stop time, and Shawnee will have the basketball. The player shake it up was Kane Buechner, but he appears to be okay. Stays in the game. Not sure if he just slipped down. He appears to be okay. Brings it across.
We saw in the first half, Lou, both these teams starter dominant in terms of the limitations of their bench, or at least how far they want to go into their rotation.
Vinny way up top between the circles. Now tries to get around a screen. Burlington picks him up. Robinson back in there now after picking up those early fouls. And Knoll dribbles in. Knoll spinning and twisting against 3 defenders, and Bosco does a good job. Earlington, oh, what a spin by Marcellus Earlington on the baseline.
If you're going to be 6'6", that big, that physical, and have those feet, it's impossible to stop.
And here comes Earlington again. It's a 2-point game. Harper going up, but a blocking foul called on Shawnee.
Defender was moving underneath Harper, but prior to that, Bosco getting out on the run. 2-on-1, Earlington keeps it himself. The body control and court awareness, so impressive. That's a forward. And maybe he'll have to play a bit of small forward in college at 6'6" at the next level, but he's got a lot of great guard skills to build off of.
Well, Don Bosco prep down by 2. 27-25 the score. The Ironmen had a short-lived lead. They went up by 1, but then Shawnee went on a little bit of a run to recapture momentum. And Joe Kessler talks things over with the officials. We mentioned Shawnee won their 6th title this year, their group title, the first since 2007 when they won the Group 3 title. Their last Group 4 championship was in 2001.
Part of that South Jersey sweep. Very rare, Lou, when you go to the rack, you settle down in Rutgers for 4 group titles, and to see one section of Jersey dominate the other. But South Jersey went to Piscataway and really dominated the group title scene. And then a matchup with Woodbury in a 3-6. Shawnee, if you look at the course of the Tournament of Champions, a team that you would see frequently and has a long legacy of success after picking up, Lou, as you mentioned, that 6th group title.
Rutgers bound Ron Harper at the line, and he misses the first. Harper, coming off a 14.6 assist performance against Camden Catholic in the non-public A state championship game, had a terrific season, averaged almost 19 points per game. And his second, good. It's 1 of 2 to draw the Ironmen to within 1. Shawnee still with the lead, 27-26. Knoll walks it across here for the Renegades.
Already more points scored in the early stages of the 3rd quarter by Shawnee than they delivered in all of the 2nd.
And foul in the backcourt called on the Renegades. And they call it a Buechner. That's his second team foul on Shawnee. So a chance for the Ironmen to retake the lead on this possession. Pass inside Earlington on the baseline, uses the glass and scores.
He catches it underneath the basket. That's a bad pass. It led him too far to the baseline, but the way Earlington is able to carve out space and get to a spot where he can easily bank it in is so impressive.
So Bosco back up by 1, 28-27. Dean Knoll way out by the midcourt line. Stops, pops, around the rim and out, and the rebound pulled down by Earlington. Here's Harper, launches a 3, yes! Ron Harper hits from downtown. and Bosco has its largest lead of the game.
6-0 run for Bosco, their first made three of the second half to match the one they had in the first 16 minutes. Shawnee in the three-point department leads 3-2.
Davini's jump shot doesn't go, and Concannon gets the long rebound. Up ahead, Harassme. Great look inside to Konopka. And Joe Kessler has seen it up. Shawnee calls a timeout. Ironmen up by 6, 33-27.
8 straight for Don Bosco, and they've done it two ways, especially in this third quarter. Pound it inside to Earlington and also take advantage of the fast break and the unselfish play. Concannon to Harassme, underneath to Konopka. It goes 3/4 of the floor without taking a dribble.
Don Bosco Prep, of course, won the Bergen County Championship this year, defeating Bergen Catholic 54-38. Harper, a big game in that contest, 25 points. Their 10th Bergen Jamboree title, second straight. This is a team we mentioned earlier. They haven't lost since the 13th of January. That's a long time between L's.
2 months is a long time. And when you think about all the games that you have to play in that run, Lou, whether it be part of the Bergen Jamboree, whether it be the sectional playoffs, winning a state championship as well, in which they did against Camden Catholic. To be on that type of winning streak at this point of the year, it's not like it's December and they put 10 wins together against non-league teams or lesser teams in their division. They're playing top quality competition when it matters the most, and they carry that long winning streak into today's TOC semifinal.
Well, let's see if the Renegades can settle down here a little bit. Their largest deficit now, down by 6. Bounce pass, backdoor, beautifully done. Good execution by Shawnee, and they draw to within 4. Here's Earlington, flips it outside to Harper. Approaching 3 minutes left, third quarter. Concannon, head fake, dribbles in now, floats it up off the back rim though, and over the back. Foul will be on the Ironmen. They might have gotten Earlington. It is Marcellus Earlington. That's his first. And the 4th team foul on Don Bosco Prep.
You saw the clapping there by Joe Kessler, the Shawnee head coach. He called an earlier timeout basically just to talk to the officials about the foul discrepancy. Have to like that loose ball call that went against Don Bosco.
Vinny, off-balance shot, off the mark. And here come the Ironmen. Harassme outside, Concannon. And gives to Harper. Cannon. Harper getting into it with Kane Feutner. A lot of physicality. Harper stops, pops off the back rim though. Rebound Earlington, and he draws the foul.
Don Bosco should just have the approach of take good shots, just get it up on the rim, get it anywhere near the cylinder, because Marcellus Earlington will be there for the offensive rebound.
So Marcellus Earlington at the line, and he misses the first. He'll get another. Earlington last year, first team All-State, 1,000-point plus career scorer. And his second on the way, no good. This is both. So Shawnee a chance to creep a little closer. No, coast to coast. Oh, what a beautiful shot by Noel, who went around and under the defender.
I think Shawnee plays better with pace and tempo. They started the game with a couple of early turnovers. They were able to run the fast break. And when they run their off-ball action instead of trying to slow it down, they're more efficient offensively.
Ball knocked out of bounds by the Renegades. It'll be Bosco ball. Minute 47 left.
This is off of a miss, a rebound and run opportunity. Knoll without numbers still slithers in for 2.
Harper can't hit. Kincannon gets the rebound as it caromed out to him. Harassme pulls up for the jumper. No. And here comes Knoll. Behind the back dribble. Coast to coast. What an exciting player. Dean Knoll, who's really putting himself on the tri-state map with this performance. Here's Harassme, pulls up, flips it to Konopka, who saves it. Harper fakes the 3, dribbles in, puts it up, can't score. Rebound, no. Pulled down by Knoll.
6-0 Shawnee run.
We're tied at 33. A minute remaining here in the third, and a foul way up top on the Ironmen.
That's the third against Harassme, immediately shaking his head after committing a personal. Meanwhile, Robinson able to stay on the floor with his 2 fouls throughout the quarter.
Errant pass, Harper with a brilliant drive. And the Ironmen back up by a bucket, 35-33.
Ends the 6-0 Shawnee run. And what we didn't get to see was the most important part of that fast break by Knoll, who was able to split defenders and finish without numbers on consecutive possessions.
30 seconds left, third quarter. Buechner up top. Bounce pass, Harper trying to knock it away, and a foul will be called on Don Bosco Prep. They'll get Harper. That'll be his first. And the third team foul on the Ironmen here in the second half. 24 seconds left. Vinny, long pass. Knoll goes back to catch it. And he'll bring it up as the Renegades look to hold for the last shot of the third quarter. Shawnee down by 2. 10 seconds left. Vinny, he wanted to go back door, instead launches up a 3. Off the mark in the third quarter. Comes to an end. Bosco with a 2-point lead. At stake, a trip to the Tournament of Champions final on Sunday afternoon in Trenton. One more quarter to go. Don Bosco Prep by a bucket. They lead at 35-33 on News 12 Varsity.
Jewelry design, diamonds reset, jewelry appraised by a GIA graduate gemologist. Always while you wait and watch, your diamonds never leave your sight at Gennaro Jewelers in Belmore. Honest and reputable since 1923. Feel totally at ease while you sit next to our diamond setter. While you wait and watch your diamonds being set or resized, visit our exciting new website, GennaroJewelers.com.
What makes a community strong? It's businesses on Main Street and friends who live on your street. It's giving back and working together to help those in need. It's banking that strengthens the fabric of a neighborhood, so together we all succeed. With branches from Montauk to Manhattan, B&B Bank has helped build businesses and communities since 1910. B&B, many success stories, one bank.
Back at the Barnabas Center in Toms River, Don Bosco Prep up by 2, 35-33. Amanda, Shawnee only down by 2. Big fourth quarter upcoming for the Renegades.
And Coach Kessler telling his team offensively just to stay patient, continue to move without the ball, continue to set picks and curl around. He says you guys will be open. And defensively, he says this quarter it's all about boxing out for the Renegades.
Don Bosco Prep will inbound to begin quarter number 4. Owen Maglation, who's in there now, gets it in for Bosco.
It's a lot easier for Shawnee to rebound as Robinson did not pick up a foul in that third quarter, and so he's pretty much free to do what he needs to do, which includes boxing out Marcellus Earlington, which he did not.
Burlington got 2 offensive rebounds and scores on the second. And he gives the Ironmen a 4-point lead, 37-33. Bosco trying to get to its second straight TOC final. Might remember last year they lost to the Patrick School in the state championship game, 69-55. Dean Knoll from the foul line flips it outside. Bounce pass, Robinson. Robinson brings it back outside. Robinson, of course, tremendous football player, one of the top gridiron stars in New Jersey, heading to Rutgers, where he'll play for Chris Ash. Great give and go inside, and Deviney draws the foul. Dylan Deviney, 4th team foul on Bosco. Long inbounds pass. You see Robinson, of course, he is a wide receiver for Shawnee. He looked like one on that play as he catches it over the shoulder. Oh, nice move by Knoll, but one of the few times he could not finish. Ironmen with a 4-point lead and the ball. Concannon across the midcourt line. Harper flips it outside. Burlington between the circles. Ironman very patient here. 2 minutes gone by, 4th quarter. Konopka. Crowd getting into it here. It's Bosco having trouble getting it inside. Concannon pulls up for 3. Off the rim, no. How about Harper? But he went over the back, and he gets called for the foul.
Made contact ever so slightly as he was going over the top. If he was capable of elevating his arm just a little bit and avoiding the tap of the shoulder, it could have been clean, and another offensive rebound for Don Bosco.
No, Concannon all over him defensively. Shawnee down by 4, 37-33. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 4th. Robinson, good look. Little drop pass for Deviney. And that'll be the 15th foul now on the Ironmen. It's on Earlington, that's his second. Rasmussen back in, Manglation comes out. Robinson gives it to Knoll, draws the foul.
It's exactly what Coach Kessler was talking to his team about in the 4th quarter huddle. If you continue to move and set screens for each other and look back door, you'll be open. And Knoll was a great option, curling from the top, drawing the foul, and getting 2 free throws.
Konopka on the foul, that's his first, but the 7th team foul on the Ironmen, so they're over the limit now, and Shawnee will get their share of free throws. Knoll hits 1 of 2. 37-34, 3-point Don Bosco prep lead. Cannon angles to the right, gives to Konopka, who hands it off to Harasmi. Pulling up for the jumper, Konopka wide open. Harper, big offensive rebound. And a timeout, I believe, 30-second timeout called by Don Bosco Prep. So Kevin DeVario didn't like what he was seeing out there on the court. He wants to talk it over. 4 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
It's pretty amazing, Lou, to watch a game that has good flow, that has up and down action, then enter the fourth quarter where now you're probing for the very best shot of the best shot and working the ball around, not being too concerned about offensive fluidity or momentum because you want the absolute greatest opportunity in crunch time. And it really started with 8 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter, and it has continued. And it had made a game that had some fast breaking, had some good ball movement, into a bit more of a slogfest as Bosco Prep works the ball around looking for the perfect matchup through a series of screens.
Harass me, triggers it. Concannon between the circles, flips it outside. Here's Konopka to Concannon. 4.5 left in the fourth. Don Bosco Prep trying to get back to the TOC final. They're up by 3. They're simply going to try to pull Shawnee out here. And remember, I know we've said this many times, if you're watching in the tri-state area, not from New Jersey, you might be wondering, well, how can they hold the ball? There is no shot clock in New Jersey high school basketball. Well, the Ironmen are doing exactly what's allowed within the rules. And they throw it away. Last touched by Harper. And that's the risk you take of holding the ball like that. Very tough to kill a lot of clock, long possessions. Now Shawnee, down by 3, can cut it to 1. Inside, Davini's fouled, and remember, Bosco over the limit. That's going to send Shawnee to the line.
We mentioned earlier Joe Kessler, the head coach of Shawnee, spent the majority of the time of a 60-second timeout talking to the official while one of his assistants actually talked to his team. Since then, there have basically been 18 fouls called against the Ironmen and maybe 1 more against the Renegades. I can't claim, Lou, direct causation, but that's a veteran coach move.
Davini misses the free throw. That was the 8th team foul, by the way, on the Ironmen. You're down to 3:25 left here in the fourth. Don Bosco Prep with a 3-point lead. Winner will get the winner of Nottingham Roselle Catholic for the state championship on Sunday. Concannon. Konopka. Shawnee has just 3 team fouls, by the way. So they want to stop the clock. Inside, Konopka lays it in. Good execution by the Ironmen.
Renegades starting to respect the dribble penetration of Concannon, and that opens up the lane for Konopka.
Davini dribbles in, takes it right down the lane, can't connect, ball loose, picked up by Concannon. Up ahead, he delivers to Harassme. 2:25 remaining.
Just a 2-possession game, but the way that Don Bosco has played offensively, Shawnee really has to think about pushing out, pressuring out, and maybe even fouling if they don't come up with a steal.
Konopka called for the foul after the turnover, and that will send Shawnee to the line. Stops the clock with 2:14 remaining here in the fourth. Of course, these are huge free throws. 1-1 now for Kane Futner, averaging 4.5 points per game during the season, 6'4" senior. And his first is no good. Rebound pulled down by Erlington, and then Robinson fouls him. Just the 4th team foul on the Renegades.
Shawnee conceded that rebound, only put Robinson on the line against 4 rebounders for Don Bosco. And now full court pressure by the Renegades.
They need to cause a turnover. They need possessions. They're down by 5, and they get a steal. Here's Knoll, lays it up, can't connect. Futner follows and scores. Big offensive rebound by Kane Feutner, and a chance for a three-point play.
Pressure works to perfection. A trap near mid-court line. Harasmi gets stripped. Odd to see Knoll not finish in transition. Feutner is there for the putback and one.
Big free throw here, and he hits. It's a 2-point game. 39-37. 2 minutes left in the fourth. Concannon gets it across. Dishes in the corner. Harasmi. Cross court. Harper Robinson going up for the steal, but he's called for the foul. Davon Robinson says, who, me?
He committed a frustration foul after a missed free throw a possession ago. This one was a good hustle play, but now Robinson's got 4 fouls.
15th foul on the Renegades. Minute and a half left. Double team. Harasmi gets it back and scores. Huge bucket by Matt Harasmi.
Dislodged from his possession just enough.
And a block at the other end by Harper. Minute 15 remaining. 4-point Don Bosco Prep lead. Harper lays it in.
Too good of a look to bypass. Harper takes it in unabated to the rim.
Renegades now down by 6. Final minute of regulation. Here's Knoll spinning, twisting, triple team. Feutner for 3. Off the rim, no. Rebound, Earlington. Marcellus Earlington dribbles across. And a foul reaching in is Knoll. 6th team foul on the Renegades. So Bosco still has possession and no inbound.
What a turn of events. Shawnee thought they had a turnover, but Harasmi kept playing. It was dislodged from his possession, and while it was close to a turnover, he picked it back up and laid it in. The other end, Harper with the big block. A huge 4-point swing as Don Bosco looks to close it out.
And a timeout called by the Ironmen. Kevin DeVario looking to talk it over. It's a full timeout with 44.3 seconds remaining, and Don Bosco Prep with a 6-point lead. Shawnee with 16 fouls, so the next foul will send the Ironmen to the line. The winner of this game will take on the winner of our second game here tonight. Nottingham, the North Stars taking on Roselle Catholic. Nottingham coming in 30-2 to that contest with 3 1,000-point scorers. They certainly have been the surprise team in this Tournament of Champions.
And they picked up that quarterfinal win to set up this showdown with Roselle Catholic. What we've seen across all levels of basketball is that you can't teach experience. And so while on paper the North Stars might be outmatched, they have a lot of seniors that they rely on, a lot of experienced players. If there's a group, Lou, that's going to play above their ability and, importantly, not be afraid of the skill and the size of Roselle Catholic, it would be a team like Nottingham to set up an interesting matchup in Game 2 of our doubleheader.
We still have 44 seconds left in this one, though, and Bosco will inbound side court. Marcellus Earlington will trigger in. And he gets it into Harper. Feutner reaching in. That'll be the 7th team foul on the Renegades, and will send Ron Harper to the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
Offense, defense substitutions for Shawnee with Knoll and Robinson returning. Both saddled with foul trouble. They each have 4.
So Harper, 1 and 1. His first, good. He'll get another. Now a 7-point lead for the Ironmen. Shawnee had an 8-point lead at the end of the first quarter. And it's been pretty much all Bosco since. Harper hits both free throws. Now it's an 8-point advantage for Don Bosco Prep. Robinson brings it across. 35 seconds left now. Davini in the corner. Robinson launches a three. In and out. Rebound. Harass me. And he is fouled. 8th team foul on the Renegades. And this will send Matt Harassme to the line to shoot 1-1. Shawnee fans are on their feet. Buechner fouls out. The end of a tremendous career for Cade Buechner at Shawnee. Gets a much well-deserved ovation from the Shawnee fans.
A senior in the starting lineup for the Renegades, 3-point threat. And the game really changed when Robinson of Shawnee picked up his second foul in the first quarter. Renegades needed to switch from a man-to-man to a zone. They built a 12-point lead, 20-8 at the end of the first quarter. And Don Bosco just wore down Shawnee. Offensive rebounds after offensive rebound, layup after layup. And while Shawnee is so great at the drive and kick, Don Bosco played just such great man-to-man defense. They didn't allow good looks from the three-point line because the combination of Harassme and Michael Concannon did such a nice job of keeping Dean Knoll in front of them.
Well, Bosco's lead is ballooned now to 10. Shawnee looking to get it in. Knoll is fouled.
15 points in the first half, just 7 since the break.
Knoll with a tremendous first half. The senior playing in his last game. And Shawnee, as we said, down by 10 here. Shawnee, by the way, does have a TOC title to their credit. They won it back in 1992. They beat Marist 46-41. So they do have a TOC trophy in their trophy case at Shawnee High School. They've been to the title game 3 times. They lost to Bob Hurley's St. Anthony's team in 1995 and 96. Back-to-back titles for the Friars those 2 years. But Shawnee was there both times.
When a public school makes the TOC final, you know how special of a team that is. And even in defeat, or what we presume will be a loss for the Renegades, you have a Don Bosco team on a 2 to 3 year run where they have arguably the best resume out of anybody in the state. The Patrick School won the TOC last year. They're not back this year. You look at Roselle Catholic, wasn't in the position they are this year last year. For Don Bosco to be 2-time defending non-public A champs and to do what they're doing and have Shawnee give them a really tough fight, especially that big run in the beginning. It's an impressive Renegade squad out of South Jersey that really impressed a lot of people this year, entering on that 15-game winning streak. But the Ironmen just a bit too tough. Really credit to their name. They were dominant inside, and that has been a difference today.
Take a look at the last 10 winners of the Tournament of Champions. Of course, the Celtics winning it last year. St. Anthony under Bob Hurley. Roselle Catholic won it in 2015 and 2013. So the Lions looking to get back to the final here now in 2018. That game's coming up next at the conclusion of this first game of our semifinal doubleheader. Matt Harassme fouled. Foul on Connor Davini. He will be back next year for this Shawnee team. Matt Harassme to the line. Harassme with 15 points in the non-public A North final against St. Peter's Prep, a game seen here on News 12 Varsity. Hit the game-tying 3 at the end of regulation, then hit the winning free throws to win it. He's had a terrific year. a great surge at the end of the year, and it garnered him a scholarship to St. Peter's. Here's a shot outside, doesn't go. 15 seconds remaining, and Bosco will look to dribble it out here as the Renegades lay off. Harper dribbles in front of the Bosco bench. Don Bosco Prep weathers an early storm, and the Ironmen defeat Shawnee 49-39 and advance to the Tournament of Champions final on Sunday. Huge win, obviously, for Bosco. They go to 29-2 on the year, their 19th straight win.
They allowed 20 points in the first quarter. They surrendered only 19 after the first 8 minutes. Don Bosco won this game on defense.
So the Ironmen advance to the TOC final. They win it 49-39. And we'll talk about Bosco's big victory in a few moments.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
We can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
I said I'd do better. Saying it and doing it are two different things.
When your child is struggling in school, no matter what his or her age, or on the SAT or ACT, Huntington can help. Get help now. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN and save $100. 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
We're searching out the best products and the best material for our homeowners. They don't have to do the research. We already did it. And our men are being trained through the manufacturers. The manufacturer guarantees our workmanship as well. When you factor in the high cost to heat your house, to cool your house in the summertime, the Simonton 9800 window virtually pays for itself along with the 0% interest for 5 years. Whether it's the windows, the siding, or the roof, it's good for a lifetime.
This home saving tip is brought to you by King Quality.
Back at the Barnabas Center in Toms River, where Don Bosco Prep has advanced to the Tournament of Champions final, defeating Shawnee 49-39. And Amanda Puglisi is standing by with our News 12 Varsity Player of the Game. Amanda?
Lou, of course, it's Marcellus Earlington. For the second straight year and for the second time in school history, you guys are going to the TOC final. What is it about this group that you guys have been able to find success?
This group is very special. We knew we had a goal from the beginning of the year, and that was to get to the state championship, win and get to the TOC. And we checked that one off. We just played so well. I know that somebody goes down, somebody come up and step up. That's why we're a great team. You know, everybody, the chemistry is there and everything. So we came out and did that today, and we got to win.
Shawnee was able to jump out to an early lead, but how were you guys able to fight your way back into this one and ultimately win?
Play as a team. You know, after the first quarter, I kind of brought the team together and said, we got this. We got to just play our game. And that's what we did the last 3 quarters, and I can't be more proud of them. Shawnee's a great team. You know, they're a state championship team. So we knew we weren't going to have it easy. And we knew we were going to have to fight and just have to win. And we came and did that today.
So you don't know your opponent yet, but you've been here before. How is last year's tournament going to help you guys get ready for this weekend?
It's definitely going to help a lot. You know, we got a lot of players from last year that's coming in, and just experience is going to play a big factor, and I definitely believe that. You know, whichever team we play next is definitely going to be a great team, so we have to come with energy. We have to talk on defense. We got to just play our game. I think if we do that, we'll come out with a great outcome.
Thanks, Marcellus. Good luck, and we'll see you over the weekend.
Thank you.
Lou, back to you.
All right, Amanda, terrific performance by Marcellus Earlington, the News 12 Varsity Play of the Game. David, a 4-point swing for the Ironmen. Bosco going on and propelling them to victory.
What they did defensively, I thought, made a huge difference. Ron Harper, the block. Defense on one end and an easy 2 on the other. At that point, they were stalling, but Harper saw the baseline. It was just too open, and he took advantage. A great two-way game for Ron Harper and the rest of the Ironmen.
Don Bosco Prep with the big semi-final win over Shawnee advances to the state championship game on Sunday afternoon. They win this one 49-39. Bosco improves to 29-2. Their 19th straight win. Terrific year for the Renegades of Shawnee, who finish at 29-5. They were New Jersey Group 4 state champions. But today, it's Bosco victorious, and the Ironmen continue their great run as they go to their second straight TOC final. They'll play the winner of the game that's coming up next, Nottingham versus Roselle Catholic, and that'll be up next right here on News 12 Varsity. That'll do it here from the Barnabas Center in the first game of our TOC semifinal doubleheader. Once again, your final score: Don Bosco Prep 49, Shawnee 39. For David Resnick, Amanda Puglisi, and our entire News 12 varsity team, I'm Lou Brockno. Thanks so much for joining us here from the Barnabas Center. Don Bosco Prep advances to the TOC final. And again, more basketball upcoming here tonight as Roselle Catholic takes on Nottingham. And we'll have that game for you in about 35 minutes or so right here on News 12 Varsity. Big run by Don Bosco Prep after Shawnee got off to a 20-12 lead in the first quarter. The Ironmen winning 49-39, advancing to the TOC final.